Nothing like kicking us while we're down, huh? This month, I'm giving away a $100 Amazon gift card. Check in the description to see how you can enter. What's up, guys? Andrew's here on my channel, Gear Dink, where I get to share what I'm passionate about with you. And on my channel, that's PC Tech, games, and gear. Smile gone. So here's the thing. I'm going to rant a little bit. This was going to be like a hardware news update, but I want to talk about what's happening with Best Buy. So for you guys who don't know, months ago, Best Buy came out with kind of a loyalty rewards program for their buyers. This includes things like access to Geek Squad, faster shipping, longer return times, those types of things, but they built in a caveat that you would have exclusive access to specific products coming out. Of course, us within the tech sphere assumed that they would use this to potentially leverage getting a hold of things that are hard to get a hold of, like GPUs, for example, although we hoped that Best Buy wouldn't stoop that low. Well, stoop low they did. I have a couple of friends who have asked me actively to look for good deals on GPUs as they've tried to build a computer over the last, let's say, 12 months. I have notifications set up for Best Buy and Newegg when, GPUs come into stock, and obviously, even though it's basically impossible to beat a bot, I still try. Imagine my excitement when there was some 3070s on sale today at Best Buy for basically MSRP, at least the closest that I had seen for a while. When I went to check out these GPUs myself, I noticed that there were some restrictions on how they could be purchased. Best Buy immediately directed me to how I could essentially get my hands on these at paywall. So Best Buy has screwed gamers by doing the thing that we sincerely hope they wouldn't do, and that is creating a paywall mechanism to get something approaching reasonable pricing for these GPUs. And maybe the most infuriating thing about this is people arguing with me that this is a good value. Because hey, you're only paying $200 a year. If you factor in the cost of the GPU and what you're spending on it, you're still spending less than somebody who's scalping the GPU. That is a very twisted way to look at what's happening here. Because I don't know about you, but I don't know any tech people who care about Geek Squad, like faster shipping or longer return times. Best Buy knows exactly what the true value of this pass is. It's to give you access to things like GPUs or consoles that are very hard to get, especially when they're tantalizing us with a reasonable price. I seriously hope that like Steve at Gamersnexus or Linus has a video on this where they rip them apart and Best Buy suffers as a result, because holy crap, talk about being greedy. And what sucks is I can't even recommend somebody not getting the membership, because objectively, if you can get a GPU with the membership cost for less than paying in the aftermarket, what do I say to that? You're saving yourself money by spending more money. Like, it's so stupid. And when it rains, it pours, because moving on to other tech news, Intel Arc GPUs appear like they are not going to be pushed out for at least a couple more months, maybe as long as second quarter or even the second half of this year. There's apparently been some problems with production on getting those GPUs out, fine-tuning them and getting them released to market. So people who were hoping for a third GPU manufacturer to come into the foray to help, push down GPU pricing, think again, it looks like it's going to be a little while until those GPUs come out, which obviously a lot of us are waiting to see how these perform and if they offer a valuable, addition to the GPUs that already exist. Speaking of next generation GPUs, not specifically Alchemist, but stuff coming out later this year, MSI is already gearing up for PCIe Gen 5.0, along with far more beefy power supplies as expected, that even though we're going to see a gigantic leap in performance with next generation GPUs, that is going to come at the cost of quite a bit of wattage. Now, obviously, if you live in a state where electricity is relatively cheap, or you live here in the US, that may be not the biggest thing in the world, but states like California, which already have strict requirements on what you can build, this is definitely going to mess with them. And I mean, I don't know anybody who likes, using more power costing more of their electric bill. So it's one of those things where we probably will see quite a big performance uplift at the cost of, quite a bit more wattage. And lastly, guys, as a guy who works for a computer company, the 3090 Ti is nowhere to be seen. I personally got asked when this card is going to be hitting market. I have no idea. They've had all types of production issues with this, getting the heat down, wattage. There's a lot of rumors on when this GPU is going to come out, but my personal thing is don't buy it. Talk about bad value GPUs. This is the worst value GPU I've ever seen. Even if it's 10% more performative than the 3090 for what is looking like $2,000 to $3,000 more than 3090 pricing, this is by far one of the worst releases for a GPU. And what sucks is there are going to still be people who run out and buy it because it's the best. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave me a big thumbs up. If you thought it was terrible, leave me a thumbs down. Remember to get subscribed and hit that bell icon so you know when these videos drop next. Some good news is that there is a couple days to enter that giveaway for my Amazon gift card. I'm probably going to do something similar for the next giveaway, simply because this seems to be the most valuable. There's more people who can kind of use an Amazon gift card, although I do like giving away hardware because that's more to my niche, to the people who really watch and consume my content. But I mean, if an Amazon gift card is better for them, for them and for everybody else, I'll continue to do stuff like that as long as I can. Anyway, guys, I'm going to continue to make content for all of you. I appreciate you all, and I hope to see every single one of you next time here on Geared Inc.